Michigan Edge David Ojabo is a freakish athlete. He's got the ideal bend, speed, and twitch for the position, but is he a scheme fit for the New York Jets? Let's take a look at the film and we'll figure out whether Ojabo is an option for the Jets at number 10, and if he's someone Sulla and Douglas will have their eye on. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? It's Luke here from Play Like a Jet, and David Ojabo, he's a dilemma if you're scouting him from a New York Jets perspective. Is he a fit in the Robert Saleh scheme? Is he value at 10? These are some of the questions I'm going to try and answer in this film review. What I will say, you don't see him in a three-point stance very often. He's not the prototypical Robert Saleh edge, but is he going to be on their board? Do they think they can mold him like he did with the D Ford in San Francisco? Let's take a look at the film and find out. Going to start with what you see a ton from Ojabo, and that's speed, twitch, and bend. But he started to incorporate a little bit of power and speed to power conversion as the year went on. You're going to see this rush a lot on the film for Michigan. Ojabo is rushing from the left defensive end position here on the right hand side of your screen. He's number 55, 6'5", 250 pounds on the lighter side. You'll see Ojabo go through the chest of the right tackle, speed to power. Now the combination that he loves and started to incorporate is then turning that into a rip. Look at him rip with the right arm underneath the armpit, and then that bend and flexion around the edge, and the ability to get to the football. That is littered. Forced fumbles in 2021 were his calling card, and this is his best move. Watch it at full speed. Through the chest, speed to power, rip, bend, and then get to the football. It's a really nice play and a great combination of his skill set. Against Michigan State now, you're going to see the same thing, the same combination, but from the other side of the line. Love this. Ojabo, 55, right defensive end, right hand side of your screen. Look at him just go through the tackle with speed to power. Really good force with his hands. And now watch that left arm come up with the rip, that bend around the corner, and once again, flattens his rush and hits the football. It's a knack. This is a skill, I'm telling you, and you see it again. The patented pass rush move. Speed to power, rip, bend, get to the football. That's David Ojabo in 2 clips right there. But you can't be an elite pass rusher in the NFL without having an array of pass moves and a pass rush plan and able to build things and work moves off one another. This is where his spin move comes in, and this is where my Brian Burns comp really comes to fruition. Left defensive end, number 55, Ojabo does a terrific job fooling the offensive tackle with width. His right leg here, he plants in the ground to maintain width. What does that do? That makes the tackle's chest and face turn straight to the sideline. It opens the gate for Ojabo on the spin move, and he is vicious when he gets to the quarterback. When we watch it at full speed, you're just going to see that twitch and the pass rush plan and how he's so worried about the outside shoulder. Bang! Puts his foot in the ground, the spin move, and gets to the quarterback. And that isn't the only time you'll see it. Again, let's go back to the Michigan State game. Left-hand side of your screen, number 55. Doesn't even get set properly on the line of scrimmage. But watch the explosiveness and how quickly he can twitch. As soon as that tackle opens up the hip and he's worried about the outside shoulder, look at this spin move. Bang. That's Brian Burns. That's why he's my comp. Explosive on the outside shoulder, bend and twitch, but then the ability to counter with an inside spin move. It's pretty special. And look, Ojabo has some pass rushing reps that aren't as good and aren't as dynamic, but when you can do this, you're going to be a top 15 pick in the NFL draft. Now, from the same game against Michigan State, this is undoubtedly my favorite David Ojabo clip from the 2021 season. He's beaten him with pace on the outside. He's shown him the spin move. Now watch this counter. It's a terrific example of a pass rush plan and setting up your offensive tackle. Right hand side of your screen. Comes off the edge. I want you to watch how he sells the inside move. You can see the tackle starts to open up the right side of his hip. He's concerned about that inside counter. He's already got beaten there once. Watch how he propels himself off the left leg and then gets around the outside. Bend, twitch, force the fumble again, and Aiden Hutchinson gets on the football. Pass rush plan, ability, twitch, bend. This is what you want to see. This is when you start getting a special player. He's shown you speed. He's shown you a spin. Now he gives you the fake inside counter and has the explosiveness to hop off that inside leg and get back around the hoop. Man, that's a really, really special play. And these are the elite qualities that NFL teams are going to covet. What we're going to do now, move on to some of the run game. it is inconsistent. As you'd expect from a 250-pound athlete on the edge, it might not stand up in the NFL. And he may be a situational pass rusher at first, and that's what's going to be the deciding factor of his draft stock. Left-hand side of your screen this time, in the run game, he just gets bullied by the left tackle. He really struggles to disengage. He's not able to break free, and in the end, he's just thrown to the ground. And you see a lot of this. He gets out-muscled in the run game. Again, an inability to shed here from Ojabo, left-hand side of your screen. The right tackle gets him, struggles to disengage, can't bench press, and the running back slides through the B gap, Ojabo kind of helpless. And that's a concern for NFL teams, and I know that will be a concern for Robert Saleh and for Joe Douglas. But there are examples of him being able to do it successfully. I love this play in the red zone. On the right-hand side of your screen, at the defensive end position, watch how he takes on the tight end. And I know it's a tight end, but his ability to extend, to bench press, and then make the tackle, it's explosive, it's twitchy, there's great extension, use of leverage, that's an awesome play. This time, we saw him struggle against the tackle in that one-on-one situation, unable to collapse the B gap. Watch how he does it this time, left-hand side of your screen against the right tackle. The exact kind of situation, trying to extend that B gap hole. You can see where they're trying to run. This is gap system, New England. Look at him work his way down the line of scrimmage, move his feet, move his base, get to the inside shoulder, and collapse the B gap. So there's an insight into who David Ojabo is as a prospect. Of course, I'm showing you more good than bad. I'm trying to give you an understanding of his ceiling and that NFL potential as a pass rusher. Now, is he value at 10? I think if you run a 3-4 defense and you love David Ojabo's athleticism and you see him as Brian Burns, he's on your board and an option that high in the draft. Now, will he be for the Jets? They run a 4-3 scheme primarily, that front with Robert Saleh. He likes bigger edge defenders. Carl Lawson, he had JFM coming off the edge. But obviously he used Bryce Huff extremely well for the first part of the season. In San Francisco, they got D Ford and he was part of their Super Bowl run. So there's an option there for the Jets. Do they think he's a good enough talent? PFF have him number 21 on their board. I think Ojabo is going to go significantly higher than that. Positional value, athleticism, they're things that NFL draft rooms covet. Do I think the Jets will draft him at 10 overall? No, I don't. But would I be comfortable if they did? If they had a plan for him and how they were going to utilize him within their scheme, be it a more multiple front, I would be on board. If you miss out on Hutchinson and Thibodeau at the top of the draft and you get a Neal, or maybe you take Stingley, doubling down and getting an edge at 10 and it being David Ojabo, I'm okay with that. Let's see how it unfolds.